What's up, guys? My legal name is History of Football, and we're doing something different today. I'm here with the Edwin. Say hi, Edwin.
Hey everybody.
And we're doing our video game tier list. So let's get into it. You can obviously see my screen. We're going to go through these 20 games and we're going to rank them into these categories. We've got epic, great, fun, overrated, and incel. All right, you ready to go?
I think we'll agree on most things, but then maybe a few little points of contention here and there.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm ready. I'm feeling good.
No doubt. Let's get into it. So the first game is FC 24. Let's take a look. So what are your thoughts on the FIFA series?
Shameless cash grab remake of previous year's games.
Yep.
They could have been more creative with different points of view, maybe first person, something like that, a gimmick, but they just kind of swap in new players and it's the same thing over and over.
Yeah, so essentially they make a minor little tweak to the gameplay, pay another $100 and we'll update the rosters. They should just make the game properly once and just patch it with the roster update. But that being said, I still think it's a pretty good game. I don't think it's as realistic as people think it is, if anyone's actually played the real football, but I've had a bit of fun playing FIFA myself.
Yeah, they all constantly move around,
They all constantly move around.
even if they're running nowhere.
Yeah. All right, we ready to rank this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this one in the top of Incel.
Okay, so
Incel Plus.
okay, I'll be honest, I think it's overrated, but let's put it in incel for now. Move on to the next one is Halo. So this is one that I've nominated. It's showing my age. So this came out about 20 years ago. And it was massively hyped at the time. The initial Xbox came out. Everyone was talking about Halo. I was always a Counter-Strike guy myself. I honestly think Halo's dog shit. Never enjoyed it. All my mates were going crazy about it. I just couldn't figure it out. I don't know. I mean, does this look fun? I guess it does. I don't know.
It's decent.
Maybe I just wasn't very good. I don't know.
I don't know Halo very well, guys. It's not my thing. But I've heard things out and they know the theme song. It looks fun, but it was a janky game. I guess it's a janky game.
I think it's a janky game, and I think it is dog shit. So I'm gonna rate it overrated. I don't think it's incel. Like, it's not actually dog shit. I shouldn't say that, but it is overrated. So I'm putting it in that category. All right, next up is Deus Ex. So Henry, if you're watching this, you're gonna agree with me. This is the greatest game ever made. It's one of the few games where there's truly, you can complete a mission any way you like. You can go in guns blazing, you can go in stealth, you can go in hacking. Look, this came out about 20 years ago. You can see the graphics are not good at all. But look, best game I've ever played, and I mean it this time. Have you played this game?
No, I might actually try it after watching these little clips here because I've seen some things here I like.
Yeah.
I like the menu. I like
Inventory.
the choices in the game.
Yep.
The only thing I'm not a fan of is the graphics, but that's showing my age.
Well, the graphics are shit, admittedly, but they were good when they came out.
It must have been great 20 years ago.
You'll have to trust me on that.
This was in Ocarina of Time era.
Yeah, absolutely was. That looked like Portal. I'm not even sure what we're watching. Anyway, let's move on. I am putting this game in...
That was modern Deus Ex.
Yeah, it definitely was. I'm putting it in epic. Straight up epic. No questions asked. All right, the next one is Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is one you wanted to talk about, so take it away.
Yeah, so EA made another shameless cash grab. They took a grand game that went really well with the first iteration of Battlefront, and with Battlefront 2, people were really expecting something great. And it had decent gameplay, the progression system kind of sucked, the graphics were good, there was a lot of DLC involved as well. So even though it wasn't a terrible game, there was a lot of disappointment about when it came release.
Yep. The graphics look pretty good, I have to admit. But yeah, look, I'm not a Star Wars fan at all. I'll never get excited about a game. I don't know anything about this game, but it actually looks not that bad.
Imagine if you have to pay for every different color of lightsaber.
Oh, I just hate it. I wouldn't do it.
EA Sports. You didn't buy the whole game yet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Where do you rate this one?
I'll put it in overrated.
Overrated? All right.
Not without creativity, it's just got annoying shit.
Yep. Okay, well, the next one's exciting. Witcher 3. I think we have similar thoughts on this one.
Epic.
Epic, yeah, straight up. Straight up. I actually think this is the best game I've ever played, and like I legitimately mean that.
When I finished this game, it kind of ruined other games for me for a bit.
Yep.
Uh, it was one of those. It felt like finishing reading a really good book.
Yep.
Where you feel like, oh, it's over now. It's weird. And even though it doesn't have the best gameplay in terms of combat,
Yep.
it's still fun and enjoyable. And
Yep.
the story and the way that you can customize things just keeps you riding through it, and it's a hell of a ride.
Yeah, it's one of the few games where I really cared about the characters. The girl, is Siri her name?
Siri, yeah.
Yeah, I remember because there's multiple endings and she lives and dies in some of them.
Yeah.
And I remember I was really attached.
Yeah, and I'll say even for the DLC, like this is how DLC should be done. I don't know if you played both DLCs.
Yeah, both of them. Awesome.
Yeah, oh, you played them. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
They were. You get the whole thing when you buy it.
Yeah.
There's no extras inside.
Yeah.
And they're actually entirely new games, especially Blood and Wine.
Oh yeah.
It came with a whole new map, easily 10 hours plus more gameplay.
Yep.
And the story was just as good, albeit different to the original story. So
Yep.
freaking awesome.
Yep. Remember these witches?
Mm.
And they turn into like really beautiful women as well, and
Yeah.
they say some really dirty stuff as well.
They were pretty inappropriate.
Highly inappropriate.
And the music was amazing too. The whole game has such good music. Even this creepy little village violins or mandolins are playing
Yeah.
while the witches come out and take everybody out. They were just rapey to Geralt, but yeah, they were just rapey.
Definitely. All right, so it's epic. No discussion. No discussion. So the next one is Avatar. This is one you suggested. I have to admit, I'd never heard of this game. I had a quick look at it. It looks pretty good, and obviously I've seen the Avatar movie. But what do you got to say?
I've played a bit of it. I haven't gone super deep in this game yet. But so far, I'm really pleasantly surprised. I know Ubisoft, especially in the last few years, doesn't have a great track record with creating games that are really fun and enjoyable, and that are marred with DLC and buy-ins. And they did pretty well here. The environment is chock-a-block with creatures and plants, everything from bugs all the way to huge predators.
Yep.
You can sort of tame some things, I guess. I'd call it taming. You can ride them like the Navi and the Avatars do.
Yeah, it looks good.
And there's lots of missions and side quests, and there's plenty of characters. The only thing I'd say is some of the directions are not great. In some quests, it's a bit vague on what to do sometimes.
Yep.
And the modeling for characters' faces is kind of not quite fully animated.
Okay.
But it makes sense because it's a game made from a movie, and for that sort of thing, they did really well.
Yep. This feels like Fallout to me. Sorry, not Fallout. Far Cry.
A lot of people did compare this with Far Cry.
Yep.
And aptly so. It's got a lot of the same things happening. There's even similar weapons along with like the Navi weapons, the bow and arrow.
Yep. Yeah, sick. All right. How would you rate the game?
I would definitely not put this any lower than fun. I'm bordering on great, but I would say just fun for now. Yeah,
okay, fun for now. We might come back to that. The next one is SpiderMan. It's another one that you've suggested. I'm not a SpiderMan fan at all. Had a look at the game. I was sort of meh on it. Take us through what you think about the game.
Even though there's a lot of fun stuff in this game, it's all the same stuff from the previous two games.
Yep.
From Spider-Man Miles Morales and from the original PS4 Spider-Man, which was the remaster on PS5.
Yep.
And those games are so fun. I love those games, especially the first one. Miles Morales already felt like a bit of a DLC because it was just the same map with like a shorter story, but you get to also play as Miles.
Yep.
And that was cool. He gets new powers and there's all this extra stuff there. But they did some weird things with the character models. They made Mary Jane, MJ, look less attractive and kind of like blocky.
Really?
And they also changed the way that Peter Parker looks, and they did a similar thing with him where I heard that maybe they lost rights to use the actor's face or something. I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on that. Maybe I shouldn't even say that, but the main thing is it's sort of like just a reuse. It's a DLC.
Yeah, okay, cool. How would you rate the game?
I put it on the low end of fun, almost overrated. Actually, no, overrated. A high end of overrated.
Spider-Man overrated.
So maybe above Halo. So
no, this is not in order.
It's not in order?
Yeah. We don't need to get too autistic with the order. It's just buckets. Yeah, otherwise we'll be here all day. We'll be here all day.
Fair.
Yeah, no, we'll be here all day. All right, the next one is Street Fighter. This is going to be controversial. I play Street Fighter occasionally because you do see arcade cabinets around Newtown, and Bank Hotel has it, I think. I think Street Fighter's dog shit. Honestly, it's unplayable. I mean, it looks kind of fun, but honestly, fuck me, it's just impossible to do anything. You just button bash, uncoordinated, slow. I would prefer like a Soul Calibur or like a Tekken if I was going to play a fighting game. I don't know what you think about Street Fighter. People like it, of course.
So it sounds like you've spent more time playing Tekken than you spent playing Street Fighter.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm the opposite. I spent more time on Street Fighter than Tekken. And I know that it's probably a very similar thing where if you upskill and get good, you're going to be having a better time and you're going to make really cool combos and it will feel easier to control.
Yeah, look, maybe I'm just coping because I'm not good at the game, but I feel like if it was a better game, I would then get more into it and get better at the game. So it's not entirely a cope. I just find it's not very fluid. Everything just feels, it's just so hard to do like fluid combos.
There's some characters that seem to be slow with some of their moves.
Yep.
And some characters are pretty fast.
Maybe button bashers like me are not rewarded in the game. That could be what it is.
I remember when I first started playing it, I was button bashing and I got beaten a lot. So
yeah.
Once I learned what combos were good, I sort of branched out from there and learned other combos.
Yep.
And that's how you get good at this.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Okay. Well, I am tempted to put it in Incel. We can debate it later, but I'm going to chuck it in Incel for now.
Alright, as the guest, I suppose I have the second say.
Yeah, look, as the guest, you get the final say, but I'll be pretty strong on this for the time being. Okay, the next one is Skyrim. This is a game we both love. You're going to put it in Epic.
No, I'm not.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting.
I'm going to put it in Great.
Okay, yeah, I think it falls just short of Epic, because if I'm thinking about Epic, obviously Witcher 3. I put Deus Ex there.
And the thing with those two games, I think they both have this thing in common that Skyrim doesn't have. They have really, really deep world building.
Yep.
It's more than surface deep. And Skyrim is a game that's as wide as an ocean, but as shallow as a pond.
Yeah, interesting.
Unless you mod the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a fun time with like Serena having like, big honkers instead of the regular vampire outfit, which is rather conservative.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily gameplay at all.
Yeah.
But that's where Skyrim really shines. And if the base game was already modded, I would put it in Epic.
Yeah.
Not for the Serrana titties, just for like other things.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah. And it does have the potential to have that deep lore too. They just didn't go that way.
Yeah, look, and I played some of the earlier ones as well. So Oblivion, I absolutely loved. The one before that, Morrowind, I sort of dabbled in. So, I'm a big fan of the series. Amazing RPG, sort of redefines the genre in some ways. But I do put it just below sort of your Witcher 3. I mean, It's actually quite similar to Witcher 3, but I just don't think the storyline stands up at all to Witcher 3.
One thing that is like a typical Bethesda issue with this game is glitches.
Yeah.
It's got famous glitches. Some that the developers even left in because people found them funny. like when your horse flips upside down.
Yeah.
Or when like your horse rides on you for a second for some reason.
Yeah.
Or you stand on your horse, which I've seen a lot of times.
Yeah.
So it's funny, but sometimes it's just annoying.
Yeah.
If the game crashes on you for no real reason.
Yeah. So yeah, we both love this game, and I think we agree it's great, just falling short of Epic. Now the next one's Diablo 2. I don't know, have you played much Diablo?
No, I'm not familiar with Diablo.
Yeah, okay. I one of the first games I ever loved was the original Diablo, and Diablo 2 just improved it in every single way. It's just a hack and slash. You run around left clicking X, you get in this addictive loot kind of circuit, constantly picking up rare items. Look, it's not a particularly deep game. It's just pure action.
It looks like an MMORPG.
Yeah, not quite. It's just a normal RPG, but the online's really good. But I think the online's limited to like 16 players. So yeah, you can go online and get like a handful of you, take down the bosses. So without a doubt, the online is where it's at. But it's just a amazingly addictive action online game. Quite simple. I love it. I feel a lot of nostalgia for it. There's no way I'm putting it up in epic. I'd love to call it great, but if I'm being objective, I'll put it in fun, even though deep down I want to put it higher.
You could put it higher than Avatar. I haven't played it, no, so I don't care.
Maybe later, we'll see. Now the next one's Fortnite. Have you played much Fortnite?
Unfortunately, thanks to Toby, yes.
Yeah, what do you think about Fortnite? I think it's overrated personally.
I think it's okay. I'm not really overrated yet. I don't think it's Incel tier because you can have some fun moments in it, but the gameplay is simple and repetitive.
Yeah, the thing I like about it is the kind of Lord of the Flies theme, where you go in, you have nothing, you've just got to pick up random items and make your way.
It reminds me of those, I don't know if any people will remember this, but it was from like 10 years ago. There were these Hunger Games servers on Minecraft.
Yep.
And they based the game off Hunger Games, and it would be really similar to this, and
yep.
Many of them would have a shrinking arena.
Yep.
So that's why I liked it initially.
Yep.
But yeah, and that was a fun idea. And here in Fortnite, everything gets cartoonized.
Yeah.
I remember when the Infinity War movies are coming out, there was a Thanos thing in this, which was really popular.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. It's neat how they put in pop culture references in the game.
Yep.
It's kind of like Smash Brothers, but for other things.
Yep.
Nintendo.
Yep. The thing I didn't like was the building. Obviously, people are building these platforms in front of them. It was something that I was never interested in doing, and obviously, you can't be good at the game without doing that.
That's what reminds me about the Hunger Game Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I don't particularly dislike the game. I just think it's overrated. So that's where I'm going to put it. Now the next one is Metal Gear Solid. Obviously there's 5 of them. I'm particularly talking about the original, but I've got a lot of nostalgia for all of them. Have you played much Metal Gear? Have you played any of them?
I've only played Metal Gear on your Xbox.
Yeah, okay, that was number 5 you played, yeah.
And I was terrible at it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it takes some skill. But yeah, the original Metal Gear was absolutely phenomenal. One of the very first games to incorporate kind of cinematic aspects to it. So Hideo Kojima that made it, he's a movie fan. He basically made an interactive movie. The characters are wacky as hell. The storyline makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, I absolutely love this game. The iconic codec messages. So deep down, I want to score this game extremely high, like an epic, but I've got to put it short. I've got to put it as a great.
It seems like it may have inspired Death Stranding, which was also a really good game.
Yeah, because that's the same guy that made it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I absolutely love Metal Gear. I love all of them, but yeah, the first one was really where it all started. Next one, Prince of Persia. This is one you suggested.
Yeah. Well, what can I say here? Prince of Persia, it's not the worst game. It's just a game that was similar to Battlefront, but not as bad.
Yep.
It was a disappointment. And
yeah, look, I'm familiar with the original Prince of Persia from way back in the day. Never played it too much. I had a quick gaze at it before we did this video. Yeah, it looks pretty meh. We should have made a category called meh, because I don't have any particularly strong feelings. I don't know, is it overrated? Is it fun? I don't know, where do you want to put it?
I would put it in overrated.
Yep.
Because it's carrying this title from games that were really good.
Yep.
And it is not.
Yep. Okay. Prince of Persia is overrated. All right, the next one's going to make you excited, Edwin. Zelda. Now, specifically, Tears of the Kingdom.
Should I do my soy boy face?
Do whatever you like.
I'm good for it now, don't I?
Yes, you do. Yes, Zelda, your favorite game. What would you like to say about the game?
The game surprised me. I thought it was going to be similar to some others that we covered here, like a DLC sort of thing that put it in a DLC. But it actually expanded the world almost twofold.
Yep.
It brought in this huge archipelago with floating islands and this giant cavernous underground area. Much of it felt empty, but not all of it. There were plenty of areas that were filled with like ghostly swords to find on little pedestals, or just hordes of really strong monsters and new materials and new creatures, and new types of enemies based on Ganon. Like the core parts of the game are the same. Like the physics engine is the same as well. But they also brought in, instead of the Sheikah slate having like random powers like magnetism and being able to levitate stuff or freeze a bit of ice, you can now basically play Minecraft in Zelda.
Okay.
And it's neat. It's neat. You can make little crafts and hover around Hyrule.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest, I've never liked Zelda, and I've tried it plenty of times. Ocarina of Time was the one everyone talked about back in the day. Wind Waker, and then after that I lost track of them. Back on the Super NES, they had A Link to the Past. I've tried all of these games, and I've never really gotten into it. I generally don't like cartoony Nintendo games.
The thing with this is it does have a story that relies, at least partly, not wholly, but partly off of nostalgia.
Yep.
There's throwbacks to older games in it, and people who are fans of Zelda really love that. And anybody who, even if you're not a fan of Zelda, you just remember a particular game, like you'll see something in Breath of the Wild or this game from that, and you're like, wow, oh, yeah, my member berries, I remember.
Yep.
And that's going to make you like it. Like, I like this because I played Ocarina of Time when I was a teenager.
Yep.
And that's what's kept me into Zelda.
Okay, cool. Where would you score this game?
I would put this game in great.
Great. Not epic?
Not epic. No, it's not genre defining or anything. They didn't do anything hugely new, but they were very creative with it, and they definitely brought in some new fun elements to the world of Zelda.
Okay, good. Now the next game is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But at the same time, I'm probably talking about the Assassin's Creed series in general. Now, they've made a bazillion Assassin's Creed games. I've played some of them. I played the original. I played the second one in Italy. I loved it. The one where you're in Egypt in the pyramids, I loved it. Odyssey in Greece was good. But I stopped playing the series when I got to Valhalla, which was the Vikings. To be honest, I don't think I even had the stamina to finish the game. I don't know. It's a bit of a money churn. I mean, every single year they put out a new one. It's the same game with a different lick of paint. They consistently churn out like a good 8 out of 10 game, but it's not memorable. You finish it and you're like, oh yeah, cool, that was fun. But no, it's well below like your Skyrim and your epic games.
God of War did it better.
Oh, much better.
God of War went to Scandinavia, and they went to that time period and did the mythology side of things really, really well.
Yep.
I was hoping when the trailer came out for this that it was going to have elements of actual history in it, because I thought that was what Assassin's Creed used to do really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Used to do. But now they've got a giant freaking Fenrir pops out and halfway through this game, and gods and stuff, and it's very haphazardly arranged. The progression system isn't the smoothest in the world. The combat is really, really similar to previous
completely
Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah. I noticed that as the series gone on, they've made it more actiony and less of like a sort of stealth game.
Why should a Viking be stealthy? Aside from when they row into when they row up to Northumbridge, they shouldn't be stealthy.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. It's a good-looking game, I'll say. Look, I don't dislike the game at all, but it's absolutely not an especially good game. I think it's overrated, but at the same time, it's fun. We've got a lot of overrated, so I'm tempted to put it fun for now.
It can be fun. It's mindless fun. You have to switch your brain off.
Yep.
Like, fuck it, stealthy Viking.
Yep.
Knife in the collar.
Yep. Yeah. All right, the next one's a goodie. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh.
Man, this is a really good game.
Oh.
It's a beautiful game. Look at this. The shooting's quite fun as well, isn't it?
I wasn't able to play very much of this because of how... I might just go home and play it tonight.
Yeah, you should.
Because I only got past the prologue and maybe played like a total of 5 hours.
Oh, you're fucked. You need to finish it.
It's so huge.
Yeah. It's a big game. So the main character is Arthur, and he dies, but then you become the other guy who I forget his name.
Don't tell me.
I won't. No, I won't. I won't reveal anything. But it's a really, really good storyline. It's a really, really good storyline. Beautiful graphics. The shooting's quite fun.
I like the setting. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
and that was awesome. I like going to the store and buying stuff. They put little price tags on everything.
Yeah.
The graphics are really well done.
Yeah.
Even small, tiny details like the way the sun looks as it rises and changes the shadows over everything. Every blade of grass is animated.
Yeah.
Even the horse's balls shrink. So.
Oh yeah, they've got the details.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, a lot of detail in this world. They really made the immersion factor was high. Absolutely phenomenal game. I'm inclined, it's right on the cusp of epic and great. It's better than Skyrim. It's not as good as Witcher.
The story doesn't quite match Witcher's story.
Yeah, agreed. Gameplay equal or better to Witcher. Storyline not quite there.
Yeah, gameplay's definitely better than Witcher, especially in things like combat.
Yep. I'll let you make the call.
It's gotta be better than Zelda.
Yeah.
As much as it hurts me to say that, it has to be better than Zelda.
Yeah.
So let's just put it in epic.
Yep, deal. All right, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I haven't played this particular one, but I've played a few of the Call of Duties. There's too many to keep count of. I think it's good, but overrated. I'm more of a Counter-Strike fan myself. What do you think about Call of Duty?
I think Call of Duty is fun.
Yep.
But I don't think that they should be releasing a new game every year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are really pissed off with how similar the most recent one was to the previous one.
Yep.
And I agree. I've seen playthroughs of it. I've watched people playing it on YouTube.
Yep.
I can't tell the games apart.
Yep.
I didn't know that I was watching a different one.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I like shooting up games. I like Borderlands, things like that. So this appeals to me in that regard.
Yeah, look, it's a good looking game. Look, it's one of those fun but overrated games. And I think we don't have too many in the fun category. Could I put it in fun?
Yeah, it fits right in there.
Yeah, we've got plenty of overrated. I don't think we need any more in there. Elden Ring, this is one that you played. I've never played this. This is the same as the Dark Souls. Is it that same kind of game?
It's made by From Software, yeah. So same company and same style of game. So it's like a extremely difficult dungeon crawler.
Yep.
With really similar controls, but they added something really novel here.
Yep.
You can jump.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Similar with Breath of the Wild when Link was able to jump.
Yeah.
So, but that's not really what makes this game so epic, and I do think it's epic. What makes this game epic is it has an immensely deep lore and story to it, which is intertwined in the world. So you discover it as you explore the world.
Wow.
Which happened in Dark Souls, but this story is even bigger. There's hundreds of bosses. You won't discover them all. I guarantee you, if you play this, you won't finish it. I'm not finishing it. I've just played when I wanted to.
Yeah.
It's absolutely enormous. One of the people who helped write the story was George R.R. Martin. He worked with the guy who created the game. Having a mind blank. I should know what his name is, because he also made Dark Souls. And combat is really tough, but once you get good, it's really fun.
Yep, no worries. Don't worry about that guy's name. We need to keep moving. What did you rate this game? Did you say it's epic?
Epic. I would put it almost as high as The Witcher 3.
Okay, cool. I've never played the game, so I'll take your word for it. It is epic. All right, Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, I'm talking about all the GTAs. There was Grand Theft Auto 3, there was Vice City, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. I absolutely love these games. This came out in 2001. It blew everyone's freaking mind. They had never made a game like this before. I'm telling you, before this game came out, there was nothing like this at all.
I remember going over to my friend's place. I didn't have a console when I was 6, but I went over to a mate's place with a few other guys, and we were playing GTA 3 on his game machine, and it was a blast.
Oh.
He was actually doing this. He was using the tank.
Yeah.
It was really fun because it was just mayhem and it was open world. And back at the time, it looked like the best graphics in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I have huge nostalgia for these old games because they started it. I mean, fair enough, GTA 5 is better than GTA 3, but put yourself back in time. That's a Banshee. I love that car. Go back in time 20 years, and this just blew our freaking mind. We'd never played anything like this. This is epic, straight up, undeniable. Okay, and the final game is Super Smash Bros.
Hey.
I've got footage from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, whatever that is. I more so remember the original on the 64.
Smash Bros. Ultimate's just what they call the most recent one.
Yeah, okay, cool. But I'm talking about the series in general. I don't like it at all. Maybe this is me coping because I don't know how to do the attacks properly, but I find it shit. I just jump around button bashing. Why am I always dying?
Yes.
Why do I care about these characters?
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah, what do you
when
think?
when I was a kid, I played this with my cousins on their GameCube.
Yep.
And obviously not Ultimate, it was the older one at the time. And I had the same feelings that you have right now.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Which
We
was
agree.
No, only at that time.
Oh,
was
fuck.
good. I had to get good.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure you're seeing this as a common occurrence. Sometimes it takes getting good to enjoy a game.
Yeah, they feed into each other for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and once you have actually getting good in this involves picking a character you like and learning his moveset.
But if I enjoyed it, I would also get good. So it goes both ways, right?
I didn't get good because I enjoyed it. I got good because I wanted to beat my cousins.
Yeah, okay.
And then I enjoyed it.
Fair.
And then later on, I was able to easily pick it up and play from later iterations of the game.
Yep.
It is really fun. It's a bit of a mindless game. You can just get in and do what you know best and try to win. There's no big story. There is a campaign in there, which is kind of a little extra gimmick, which keeps you interested, I suppose.
Yep.
The most recent game, Ultimate, has the most characters it ever had in the game, and it is an enormous roster. I think it's like something like over 50. I'm going to Google it really, really quick. Let's see.
We'll just watch some footage while he
Ultimate
checks on his phone.
characters.
Should have already had this information available.
Yeah, over 50.
Over 50. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, what are we...
putting it in fun.
Okay, okay, I think it's overrated, but we've got enough in overrated, so I'm happy for it to go into fun.
You put it at the bottom of fun.
Yeah, there's no bottom or top, it's just buckets. Okay, so do we want to make any revisions? Like, there's not much in the incel, and maybe that's fair enough. Anything jump out you want to change?
Battlefront 2 is hated. Like, really hated. So
You want to put it in incel?
put it in Incel, yeah.
Battlefront 2 is incel!
So it is.
Anything else? What do you reckon?
Now
Can I
that-
put this down to overrated? Smash Bros is overrated, right?
It's not overrated.
Ah, okay, you're the guest,
It's
you
good
win.
for a reason. Have you seen Smash Bros tournaments?
Probably.
They go really hard, man. Like the competitors there, like they play like no one else plays. It's actually fun to watch.
Well, that sounds pretty incel to me.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we're done here, guys. Alright, let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, and let us know what else you want to see. We are out. Yalla bye.